We're saying that the government should stop pouring inflationary gasoline on the fire.
Their work that the Prime Minister actually shut down committees and indeed all of Parliament for almost 2
We're saying that the government should stop pouring inflationary gasoline on the fire. You've already got 4.7% inflation, the highest in 2 decades. Why add new inflationary spending to that when Canadians already can't pay their bills? I've given some specific examples of how they can eliminate the inflation tax. One is to cancel the $100 billion slush fund that they've announced. 2, stop paying people not to work when there's 500,000 vacant jobs. 3, go through line by line of the budget to find more examples of liberal waste. 4, stop paying money to organized crime and fraudsters through loose, uncontrolled spending programs. All of those things would help us counter the Liberal inflation tax and restore an affordable cost of living to Canadians. Well, you know who also had COVID? The other 19 countries in the G20 who had lower deficits than Canada. G20 countries, we had the biggest single deficit last year as a share of GDP. We didn't have to do that. We didn't have to pay people not to work for almost a year after the economy was reopened when there were 500,000 vacant jobs. We didn't have to give billions to large corporations who already had enough money to pay sumptuous bonuses and dividends to their wealthy shareholders and executives. We didn't have to send CERB checks to prisoners or people that public servants suspected of fraud. Those were deliberate and unnecessary decisions unrelated to the pandemic. Nor did we have to go into the pandemic with $100 billion already added to the debt. And surely we don't have to come out of the pandemic adding yet another $100 billion in spending that is unrelated to the pandemic altogether. Those are decisions that COVID did not impose on the government. They are irresponsible, inflationary expenditures that the government chose to make through its own irresponsibility.